I am Rashawn McDonald, the host of Money Making Conversation Masterclass, where we encourage people to stop reading other people's success stories and start planning their own. Join us as we travel across the country, visiting small businesses and interviewing celebrities to see how they're running their companies and nonprofits who are making a difference in their local communities. Now sit back and watch as we unlock the secrets to their success. Welcome to Money Making Conversation Masterclass. I'm your host, Rashawn McDonald, and we're in New York City, the Big Apple, to meet Dr. Yolanda Ragland. Her business, Fix Your Feet, says it all, and we're going to learn the secrets to her success.
I'm Dr. Yolanda Ragland, and I'm the owner of Fix Your Feet with locations on Park Avenue in New York City and the greater metropolitan area of Washington, D.C.
Welcome to Money Making Conversation Masterclass. I'm your host, Rashawn McDonald, and I'm in New York City. And guess what? I got bad feet. And I know just the place to go. Fix Your Feet, founded by Dr. Yolanda Ragland. And we're going to find out her secrets to success. Dr. Yolanda Ragland, New York City. How long you been in this location?
I've been at this location for approximately a year, but I've actually been at 1111 Park Avenue for about 10 years. I just moved suites.
Okay. But you also have a location in the D.C. area, correct?
I absolutely do, because that's where I'm originally from. I always got to go back home and see my peeps.
Okay, now, I was not joking. I have bad feet. And you know what constitutes bad feet. You have patients come to you all the time with that statement when they walk through the door of bad feet. Do you immediately want to see the problem?
Well, of course I immediately want to see the problem. This is what I do. This is my profession. And I immediately want to fix them. That's you come in if you have something that's hurting you, painful feet, that's not normal. And so if it hurts, let's take a look at it, let's evaluate it, and let's see if there's something that we can do to remedy it.
Everybody has an option in life. Was this a career option for you, or you decided this was a job opportunity for you?
So, I actually wanted to go into medicine because I felt like there was no one in my immediate family that was in the medical profession. Okay. I thought that was important. So my first journey in medicine was at the National Institutes of Health. Where I started doing research. Thought I was going to be a dermatologist. And so I went into podiatry school thinking that I was going to subspecialize in skin. Got there, realized there was this whole surgical aspect, and that's when I had my aha moment and said, this is what I want to do. I'm going to, do this foot surgery thing. And so I started just looking into different ways to do procedures, and that was my calling.
Okay, cool. Let's start with, what is a bunion?
So a bunion is that part. Do I have a foot in here somewhere? So a bunion, yeah. So there you go. Where'd that come from? That's how you get kicked. So a bunion is that part of the big toe where this bone is starting to drift this way, and the big toe starts leaning towards the second toe. So that's really what a bunion is. And sometimes this toe can lean over so much that it dislocates the second toe, and they can cross over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's a hammer toe?
So a hammer toe, so there's three types of, I'm going to say hammer digits. So there are hammer toes, there are mallet toes, and there are claw toes. Right. And I'm going to use my hands for this one. So a mallet toe is when we're talking about the joint that's closest to your toenail. A hammer toe is the joint that's right below it. And a claw toe is if it involves two joints or more. So actually your toe involves the joint that's right below it too. So this joint below it can be involved as well.
Right. Now, I want to take this and just personalize this relationship.
Okay.
Now, this may not be my foot,
But I sympathize with this foot because I've had surgery on my foot twice. It was on this side, which we'll talk about in a minute, and this little baby toe. Now, the doctor told me he didn't remove my bone, but he said he could actually, because I went in there for corn issues. He told me one way it can remedy the corn was to remove my bone from my baby toe, and my little baby toe would just be dangling there. I thought that was the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. Your thoughts?
So it's not that they remove the entire bone. They remove a small section of bone. Okay, so
you talking about dangling.
Well, if you do remove an entire section, if you remove, so there's 3 bones.
Right.
So you have 3 bones in each one of these lesser toes.
Right.
If you remove the entire, like this entire section right here, yeah, you're gonna have a weird, wonky looking.
Right. That's why I was scared.
Yes, and you should be. You absolutely.
It didn't happen, but it was. I was afraid.
You should be. But the correct thing to do is you work on. So there's 3 bones right here. It's harder to see on this skeletal model. So we'll use my fingers. So you have 3 bones right here on the baby toe. You take a little bit off right here, and that's what most people do. They take off a little bit right here, and they stop. But if you looked at your pinky toe, if anyone who has a corn and they look at their pinky toe and they bend it, it encompasses part of that bone and some of this middle one. So what I do is I take it a step further.
Right.
I don't want the patient to have a weird floppy little toe. So I take out half of it longitudinally this way so they maintain the length.
Right.
And you get rid of the structure that's rubbing up against the shoe, causing the friction.
Yes.
That causes the corn.
Coming back.
That causes the corn. Right, exactly. The other thing is that people need to understand that their bones can actually grow back. And it's at no fault of the surgeon. It's something that your body can do. But this is something that doctors don't actually discuss with the patients. They just say, you can have recurrence of the problem.
Okay, cool. Now, I had I thought I was a little sexy little dude in college, and I had his shoes, and it was always digging into this side of and it eventually caused callus, which he went in and surgically removed it, but it continually comes back. What is that?
So you had hard, thick skin on the side there, and they only removed the skin?
Yes.
But no bone work?
No bone work.
Okay, so if you only remove the skin, you're not really removing the problem. It's always going to come back.
Yes.
So I have patients that come into me that have corns on the top of their toes, and they don't realize that this is bone work.
Okay.
It's the bony. You have to. It's deeper than skin.
Right.
You have to get down to what is actually causing the callus.
Right.
It's the bone that's causing the callus. Your bone. You have a bony protrudence there. That's rubbing up against the shoe, and your skin is trying to protect itself, so it forms an armor. The armor is the callus.
Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Money Making Conversations Masterclass. Welcome back to the Money Making Conversations Masterclass, hosted by Rashawn McDonald.
Can I ask you this, Dr. Ragland? Is that somehow it's by respect. We don't respect our feet, and so it's the last thing. We walk on them, the value of our feet. Do you think that, I'm just asking you a question, that your business is respected based on what it really brings to the table, or the perception of people to go, oh, it's just my feet. I paint them, or I go to the drugstore and buy something off the shelf and fix it myself?
I think that in the line of podiatry, I think that when it comes to keeping up the overall health of your feet, sometimes, especially in the youngish or younger categories, I think that it is something that is devalued.
Right.
Because
That was me.
Because I feel like we see younger and younger people doing these elective cosmetic, strictly cosmetic procedures, to enhance and augment other parts of their bodies. But yet their feet actually hurt and they look crazy.
Right.
But they won't pay out of pocket to get them fixed, even though it's medically necessary to get them fixed.
Right. And that's why I was just saying, respecting the process, because you need these 2 feet to operate correctly, to walk correctly, to go up steps, to position, keep your balance.
Your feet are your foundation.
Okay. Perfectly put by Dr. Yolanda Ragland. Oh, fix your feet. Okay, that's why I'm here. Now, your dream. Okay, we have some product back here. And what do you want to do?
The first thing I wanted to do was start something like Fix Your Feet for women that, were not heard, were unseen, that were dismissed. I wanted to start this surgical practice and give a group of ladies the services that they wanted and that they deserved.
Right. Okay.
So I've established that. And then the next thing I wanted to do, because I have this deep background in biomedical research from the National Institutes of Health in dermatology. So I'm very proud of that. So one of the first things, the first product I came out with was my Fix Your Fungal Nail product. So there's so many fungal nail products out there, and none of them are formulated. So
help me out.
So it's exactly how it sounds. It's an infection of the nail from fungus.
Now this is called SOS.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
So SOS is the Soften Our Soul stick. So it's got a little bit of urea. It's got some other great botanicals in it. It keeps your foot nice and soft. If you're that person where you're constantly pulling out that cheese grater, underneath it's strictly for the thick skin. The skin underneath the heel or anywhere underneath the thick skin is the sole. It's strictly made for the soles of the feet or the palms of your hands. You can also use it on the palms. Never use this on your thin skin because it has urea, a very gentle acid. And what it will do is that if you use it on a daily basis, it will keep that hard, thick, callous skin under control, and you won't find yourself with that cheese grater as often.
Now here is compress wrap. That's right, compressed wrap.
So that's the Compressi wrap.
With an I right there.
Yeah, so it's a Compressi wrap. So that's that's one of my compression wraps.
And all these things you trademarked and went through the process.
So these are all my product.
Now you have one other thing here called the waterproof cast bandage protector. What exactly is this?
So that's another one of my post-op. So after surgery, it's one of my after surgery products. So after patients have surgery, I make sure that they keep their bandages clean, dry, and intact for about 2 weeks. It's a little bit different than what most surgeons will have them do, but I find that the outcomes are optimized by keeping the bandages clean, dry, and intact.
Right.
So my patients, So my patients will all look at me like, "Are you crazy? I can't take a shower for 2 weeks." Well, this allows them to take a shower and keep the bandages clean, dry, and intact, and they are very grateful when they are able to get the.
I think so.
The shower protector.
Dr. Yolanda Ragland, when I look at what you're trying to do, the secrets to your success. What's the secret?
I think the secret is coming up with products that people really need. The Fix Your Fungal Nail was really because I needed it.
Right.
I was tired of trying to, I suffered with fungal nails. And you get a product, it keeps coming, the fungal nail keeps coming back. And I understand that it's terribly difficult to eradicate a fungal nail. Come across this product, start realizing that there's so much here. And when I started realizing that this particular agent that I have in here it works so well, and we can't call it a cure. We're not allowed to,
Right.
but it's pretty darn close. I've seen clearing for years now, just on me alone, and that's not a study. But for somebody who actually worked in dermatology at the National Institutes of Health for 5 years, I mean, it's pretty strong, and patients come back for it. You do have to keep using it because like I said, read the box. It tells you everything on it. It gives a lot of history on it. It tells you exactly why you need to do it,
Right.
and how fungus works. Having products like that, and like I said, also thinking ahead. I have things down the pike. I have prototypes of other things that people just don't think of. You have to be innovative. I am the only Black woman podiatrist with a surgical practice that only focuses on correcting bunions and hammer toes with a cosmetic result. And no one has come out to rival me or challenge me in 20 years.
Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Money Making Conversations Masterclass. Welcome back to the Money Making Conversations Masterclass, hosted by Rashawn McDonald.
Competition. You seem like you're ambitious. You have 2 locations for Fix Your Feet. Your product here is properly labeled. What's the future, or what's the business model for your brand?
Oh, the business model is to pump out more of the products. Honestly, I'd love to find some other young people that want to learn how to do the technique. I did not name my business put my name on it as a legacy. That was on purpose. I wanted Fix Your Feet I want to be able to hand off. I call myself the foot fairy. I don't have a magic wand, but I have a golden scalpel. And I want to be able to hand off that golden scalpel to somebody else and increase the Fix Your Feet product brand with the other things that I have down the pike that's in my brain right now. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want people to steal my ideas.
Absolutely.
But the big goal is to usurp these faceless other foot care brands that really don't target anyone, and it doesn't really it doesn't really resonate to anyone. I feel like this branding right here resonates to people. I think that people will actually look at this and say, you know what? I totally get this. Oh, really? I didn't know that this is how fungus works. I didn't know this is why the soles of my feet hurt so much. Oh my gosh, I can get a compression wrap that looks like my color. This is what I want to do.
Right. It's really, first of all, I'm inspired by your confidence, inspired by your entrepreneurial spirit, inspired by the fact you understand who you are in an industry that doesn't look like you. How do you handle motivation? Because when you, like you said, become a unicorn, when you become a person that's in a business where you're directly competing against a world that it's not yours, or maybe that could be considered yours, or may stereotype you. How do you come through motivating yourself to win?
I feel like there's a forever cheerleader in my head. I don't know where it comes from. It's my spirit. It's my energy. I don't understand why everyone doesn't feel that way. I guess the real answer is asking me where it comes from is like me asking somebody, why don't you have that?
Right.
So it's a difficult question to answer because it's my DNA.
And it's important that you have that level of confidence, but like in all businesses, there are highs and lows.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I can tell you about that.
Okay, let's talk. Because I want the people who are watching
it's a roller coaster ride. Right. People think that, it's always gravy, it's really good, and they don't know that, there can be some really deep, dark valleys, but you also have to figure out how to regroup. And I think I'm just a natural creative. And what's the workaround? How do we work around it? I think that's the other reason why I'm such a good surgeon. I mean, you go in there, God didn't make everybody the same. There are people with hearts on the right side of their body. Okay, so to be a good surgeon, you have to know how to do a workaround. So you go in there and if something's weird and it's not the way that, Grey's Anatomy put it inside the book, how do you fix it? You have to be able to figure out how to do that at the snap of a finger. Right. And that's and I think that's, one of the things that makes me stand out above everyone else. I could scrub in with somebody who's 20 years my senior in the business, and I can figure out this is what we need. They're so used to doing it a certain kind of way, and I'm like, bring me one of those 18 gauge needles. We can just do it like that. Right. My mother always told me, if you ain't got mammy, use granny.
We talked about the whole process of negotiating the business plan, the business model. And the business model is 5 years from now, Dr. Yolanda Ragland will be...
Oh, I will be a household name. Fix Your Feet will be a household name.
And how will you accomplish that?
Oh, well, we're going to have the products in stores. It's going to start definitely with the Fix Your Fungal Nail and the SOS stick.
Let me be a little more.
Yes.
Fix Your Fungal Nail.
Yeah, Fix Your Fungal Nails.
And then SOS.
The SOS stick, yes. And then, of course, people will need the compressy wraps anytime they need to keep their swelling down for anything. And if you have a surgical procedure or any type of foot breaks or anything, if you have a cast on your foot, that's when you'll go get your cast protector for that. And then I'm going to have a slew of other products coming down the pike as well.
Yeah, that we won't mention because, you're going to try to take them.
Yeah.
And we don't do that on Secrets to Success. We don't want to know. We don't want to give away her secrets so you can make money. But the beauty of having an interview like this with a person who is in a business that I know nothing about is education. And I've been educated by the fact that I have an ongoing foot problem. It's going to be with me for the rest of my life, and I've admitted to that. But should I not be frustrated? Should I let a person like you look at my feet?
Oh, absolutely. I'm the expert.
How does one do that? Do we
take off your shoe now?
I'm here to interview you here. Now I will come back up here and take my feet off, my shoes off. Now, how does the process go about setting appointments with you?
Okay, so you can either go online to fixyourfeet.com and you can submit an inquiry there. Okay. You can give a call to 703-597-5462. You can DM me on Instagram at fixyourfeet. There are lots of different ways.
But before we wrap up the conversation, Walmart Business has a little surprise for you. They're setting you up with a 6-month Walmart Business Plus membership. So that's free shipping and limited time offers on products for business owners like you, and 2% rewards back on purchases for over $250. And you're getting a $1,000 gift card, e-gift card, to spend on whatever you need at business.walmart.com.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do I get a hug? Thank you.
Well, first of all, I know you didn't do that for that, but I just felt that Walmart Business Plus felt that you gave us the time to share your story, actually share your story with the world. And hopefully people will see your story and be motivated to be able to say that they can do it too. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.